we doing, guys? This is, what is it? It's an open tag response, and this was started by my good friend I can never pronounce your actual name again, lactobacillusprime. It was an open tag question that I don't know where it originated. But before I start, guys, you're probably thinking, fucking hell, this guy is going through the turmoil with the job. Yeah, that still stands. But to let you understand where I am, my job, or my current job, involves me doing a lot of travelling. When I'm not travelling, I work from home, and because my job is non-existent, I'm basically based at home at the moment. Now, I'm still waiting on an interview date. Apparently they're going to announce the successful candidates on Friday, so they better get their finger out. I did send an email to them on Monday telling them I was back for holiday, and could they let me know when I've got my one-to-one interview and also my job interview. It's now almost 2 days have passed and I've had bugger all, so I'm waiting until 5 o'clock tonight, and I'm going to send another chaser email. But anyway, yeah, that's enough of the job. So I'm sitting here with absolutely bugger all to do. I mean, I've got my work's laptop fired up. I'm checking emails. There's nothing coming in. I've replied to a few emails. I check every 10 or 15 minutes. I mean, I've got one of these stupid BlackBerry phones which tells you when an email comes in. So I'm basically sitting here with my finger up my arse. I'm going over my interview notes and that kind of stuff, so I'm not wasting time. But I figured, since I'm doing bugger all else, I may as well make some videos, because at the end of the day it helps to keep me occupied. And as you can probably tell from my video yesterday, I've shaved my head. I hate it when my hair gets a bit too long, and I just figured out, make myself feel a bit better, shave my head, nice clean cut look again. You know, so anyway, yep, that's enough of that. So that is the reason I'm making these videos, guys. So let's see, what are the open tag questions from Michael? Right, the first one is, what state do you live in? Now, living in the UK, we don't have states. In Scotland, it's regions. That's what we call them. What do they call them down in England? Counties, I think they call them in England. Englandshire, they're called counties. In Scotland, they're called regions. Now, I live in West Lothian, which is, it's kind of, yeah, West Lothian. It covers from, where does it cover? From about, I think it's Hart Hill. Is it Hart Hill? Which is on the west, as far east as about Broxburn, I think it is. I might be talking nonsense. It's basically situated between Edinburgh and Glasgow. If you look at Edinburgh and Glasgow on a map, we're in between. It's Livingston I live. So yeah, it's West Lothian is the region I live in. Next one, how did you get into collecting? Right, this is specifically asking about collecting and not gaming. I mean, I've been playing video games since 1978, I think it was. So it's a long time. Collecting. Before I started collecting hardware, it was just emulators. I mean, I've built up a really cracking, concise collection of emulators. If anybody's ever stuck for anything emulator wise, ROMs, I have got pretty much most systems. I was very lucky to be a member of a torrent site which was dedicated purely to sort of dead systems. So they weren't really, well, technically they weren't infringing copyright, but they never ever hosted any games which were still sort of commercially available, and I managed to download full collections of stacks and stacks of systems. So if you're wanting any of these, give me a shout. Anyway, back to the question. I saw Billy Connolly in concert on Sunday through in Glasgow, the Clyde Auditorium, or to the Armadillo, to anybody who comes from Glasgow. It's a big building in Glasgow, right in the sort of right in the riverfront. I saw Billy Connolly in concert, first time I've ever seen him, and he was amazing. I mean, I have to say, the fact that he's got the Parkinson's disease now, which is a sin. You can tell he's slowing up a wee bit, but he was the first person to start making jokes about his illness. Excellent, amazing concert. He was up there for 2 hours, bang on 2 hours, without any break or anything, just him talking. And yeah, Billy Connolly, I don't know whether it's a Scottish thing, but Billy Connolly will tell a story, then he goes off on a tangent, and he was way off topic, then he eventually comes back to topic. Now I've got a really bad habit of doing that as well, I've noticed. I tend to refer to it as my Billy Connolly sort of ism. But yeah, I don't know whether it's a Scottish thing. So my phone's going into sleep mode again, so come here you. So what was it? Yeah, how did I get into collecting? So not gaming, collecting. That started, I would say, about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. There was a guy on a forum, a gaming forum that I'm a member of. He announced that he was getting rid of his massive retro collection. I don't know how many computers he had. He must have had 50 computers, if not more. And I think it was all just computers he had. He didn't have any consoles. He announced that he was moving house and he just wanted rid of everything. Now, rather than sell them, which he could have done, he could have put them on eBay and probably made a small fortune. I mean, back then, you know, they were going for silly money. What he wanted to do was give them to people, to friends that he knew, people that he knew that would appreciate them and use them. So we basically all put our hand up as to what machines we would like. I mean, there was like 2 or 3 BBCs, 4 Spectrums, there was multiple of different systems. So I put my hand up for a Dragon 32, a BBC Master, a VIC 20, and I eventually got an Amstrad as well through him, but through somebody else. So yeah, I got all these. Unfortunately, none of these machines actually work. I traded in the Dragon 32 because I never used it. I don't have any software or any means to load software, so I traded that in. What the hell did I trade it in for? Was it a Spectrum Plus or something? The VIC 20 doesn't work anymore, unfortunately, and the BBC Master, it had a broken. The keyboard was basically goosed, so it never really worked. I think they got broken when they were coming up in the courier, unfortunately. But anyway, when I got these, that then got me thinking, oh, I'm going to check to see how much a Commodore 64 is on eBay, and lo and behold I realised it was like 20 quid. So I bought that, then I bought a Spectrum, then an Amiga, and then it just snowboarded? Snowboarded, yeah, that's a good one. It snowballed from there, you know, and before I knew it, a couple of years later, I've got I don't know how many different machines I've got, a stupid amount anyway. So yeah, that's my collection. My collecting started about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and it was because I was given 3 machines for nothing, and that was when I suddenly realised that I mean, to be honest, at that point, before I got these, I had never even considered looking for original hardware. I mean, why should I? I had all these games, all these hundreds and hundreds of ROMs, all for nothing. And the convenience aspect, I mean, I could play them on my Xbox, I could play them on my, well, back then, my PSP. So I had no reason to want to buy original hardware, and it's not something that I'd even considered was still available. But getting these 3 machines was the kind of catalyst that kick-started my passion. So yep, that's that one. Let's wake this thing up again. What's the next one? Oh bugger, come on. Whoops! Sorry, I'm making a total arse of this. Bear with me, guys. Here we go, back again. Right, don't play the video. Okay, right, next question. What does your significant other think of your gaming hobby? If you don't have a significant other, what do your friends and family think? Well, I'm guessing when you say significant, you mean my wife or my daughter. I don't know. You can choose. My wife isn't even a millionth of a percent interested in my gaming, hobby, my retro gaming hobby. She completely tolerates it. She knows that it's my hobby. She knows that I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. To be fair, she has bought me a couple of things in the past. She bought me a cracking book all about arcade machines. But in the main, she doesn't get involved in it in any shape or form. She never questions what I'm buying, when I'm buying. I mean, when this MAME cab appeared, she knew I was getting it, and she never even passed comment. She never ever comes in here to play the games, which I always think is a shame, because I mean, I must have access to tens of thousands of games, But my wife, she's simply not interested in video games, not at all, not in the slightest. Although saying that, when we first went out, Christ, when would that be? 2001, 13 years ago, yep. Yeah, when we first started going out, I had a Dreamcast. I mean, at that point you only had one system. My system of choice was the Sega Dreamcast, and I used to take it through to her flat in Glasgow, and we used to play Soul Calibur and sort of beat 'em ups and that kind of stuff. But as usual, when they become your wife, they no longer show any interest in your hobby. But that suits me. I mean, it'd be nice if she was interested, but she's not, and I don't. It's not for everybody. I mean, there's very few people other than the guys I know at my computer club that are actually interested in video games. So yeah, my significant other is not remotely interested, but she never gives me any grief. I'm sure if I went away and spent £2,000 on a pinball cab, she may have something to say about it. And probably if I was buying stuff right now, given the job situation, she might make a wee comment, but she's never up to this point, never ever commented and criticised anything that I buy. She knows it's my thing, and she just lets me get on with it. So yep. And the next one, bloody hell, what is your favourite game of all time? That is a very, very, very difficult question. I mean, I don't know, I mean, it's one of these things, the nostalgia plays a big part in it, so, you know, I could pick like a Bruce Lee or something like that, but I suppose, I mean, that would be my most fondly remembered, possibly something in the Commodore 64, International Soccer, something like that, Exploding Fist, that might be my most fondly remembered. But my favourite game of all time, I think, would have to be Robotron 2084. I've never made any secrets that it's my favourite game. I mean, that was the game that I played when I came in and got home on Saturday. And if you look at my name card, which you can't see here, the little banner, or whatever you call it, marquee at the top is Robotron 284. It's a classic game. Twin sticks, you know, it's the essence of gaming. It's gaming in its purest form. Love it to bits. I mean, this sounds ridiculous, I don't play it all that often, but then that would almost be like saying, you know, well, that shouldn't count as a favourite game, but then somebody's favourite film may be Star Wars, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to watch it every day. So yeah, I mean, I do play it, I play it at least once a week, but yeah, without a shadow of doubt, I would go for Robotron 2084. If I was only allowed one game in the world to be able to play, it would be that one. So yeah, that's that one. And lastly, but by no means least, and this is a quick answer, first person you ever subscribed to, Steve Benway. Up until that would be what, 2 years ago maybe. Up until that point, I never used YouTube other than to, oh, what was that tune by the Specials, Concrete Jungle, let's see if there's a video. You would use it for doing searches for videos, and that was it. I never ever really, I wasn't even aware. Can you believe that? It's absolutely pissing it with rain, it's freezing outside, and there's a bloody ice cream van outside selling ice cream. It's got a funky wee tune. What was I talking about? Yeah, up until that point, I didn't realise that there was like, you could subscribe to people. I just really thought of it was just random people putting up random videos. I wasn't really aware of the community thing. I wasn't really aware that some people had certain interests, whether it's football, motorbiking, video games. And it was when I was up with the Retro Computer Club about maybe 2 years ago, maybe slightly more than that now. One of the guys there had mentioned about, oh, have you seen Steve Benway? And I'm like, who? He said, oh, he's on YouTube, he's really good. In fact, you know what, I'm saying, it was either Stuart Benway or Ashens, two of the most popular YouTubers in the UK. I would probably say it was on a par. I think I wouldn't even be able to tell you what one was first, but they were the two definitely that I subscribed to first. May have been Stuart Ashens, may have been Steve Benway, not too sure. But yeah, and my mate George says, "Oh, you need to check this guy out. He's got all these videos, with awesome retro collection." So I went on to it, and I think I'd created an account. Yeah, I had created a YouTube account many years ago to upload some sort of random YouTube videos. So I subscribed to them, and very quickly I realised, there's other guys here. When you clicked on Steve Benway, you saw other channels, and very quickly I started subscribing, and then it was maybe 6 months down the line I decided to give the actual making videos a crack. So yeah, that's it guys, that's my 5 not random questions, that's my 5 answers to these questions. Hope you've enjoyed watching guys. If you do enjoy my videos, please like them. If you want to see more by myself, please consider subscribing, and you can also follow me on Twitter. Any video I do upload is instantly pinged onto Twitter, so you can stay up to date with this mad Scotsman. And as usual guys, thanks for watching.